Oh my stars. Today is a day. That's a fact. But actually, the story we're going to cover is one I briefly already covered in May of 2022. Don't remember that? That's fine. That's basically like 100 million bazillion years ago, but here is a little linky poo. Oh yeah. If you're new here, my name is Stina, or Side Effect Stina. If you want to keep it formal, that's okay. Today's story is juicy. It's not juicy in the sense of a bunch of little incidents happened and then I drop a really big bombshell on you, like that one time I talked about that influencer who got a little crazy by touching her bird in inappropriate ways. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But no, that's a whole other shenanigan. Today is about a family channel, and I don't normally cover family channels, but this one stuck with me. So yeah, they had this really weird breakup video that kind of flooded the internet. Everybody and their mother was talking about it. Why? Because the woman in the video, Kira's demeanor just came off really freaking odd.
Done nothing. Like besides some attitude here and there. And comforting another guy because he was sad. Please clarify that I wasn't cheating.
Yeah, you weren't cheating.
Like...
Firstly, I'll give you a quick timeline of what we are dealing with. You can check out my previous video, but you certainly don't have to. That's just if you want to show me a little extra love. I appreciate it. Kira and Oscar, they met in high school. They were like teen parents who had 4 kids together. And Oscar was originally dating a couple of Kira's close friends and ended up linking up with Kira eventually just because they were around the same social circles. We all know how that goes, especially in high school and in college. People all be dating each other. It's a whole thing. All the videos from their joint channel, OkBaby, are now gone, completely wiped. But I have an older clip for you guys discussing the origins of their relationship, which is a little bit foreshadowy.
Basically, guys, Kira and I met in kind of a weird way. So basically, what happened was, I was dating one of her close friends. We'll call this person letter N. I was with a friend, and then what happened was, basically, I had a fallout with this friend. I dated one of her other friends, letter A.
Yeah.
And that's how I actually got like officially introduced to her. Letter A and Kira were pretty good. Well, they were pretty good friends. I was just hanging out with the boyfriend a lot, basically.
Then, when did you start dating? Letter B. Letter B.
Letter B was the beginning of my 10th grade.
So then he was best friends with like a group of guys, and then letter B. And they were good friends for like a good while, and then him and letter B started dating. And letter B was my best friend since like 9th or 8th grade because we played volleyball together. And we became really good friends. Like we would like text every once in a while, or
if I ever had a problem with letter B, I would text her and she would kind of help me out.
We just were like always there to talk to each other. I didn't really have any friends when I was dating letter H, so it was nice to be able to talk to him about things or like for help or advice because he was always around. He was always at letter B's house.
She would babysit letter B's little brother.
Yeah.
She was always at the house too.
Yeah.
But besides her being my best friend, I was like just there a lot even when she wasn't.
Guys, this whole time we were just friends. I'm not even joking. We never even had like one weird thought.
I find it really funny because in their infamous breakup video, dun dun dun, Kira was comforting another guy while he was sad and brings it up in the video. And that's kind of how their relationship started to begin with. It's very stereotypical kind of thing for people to say, oh, the relationship starts, how it's gonna end. It doesn't always happen that way, but when it does, it's just fun to be like, haha, I see now. You know, ooh, do we see a pattern? Probably, I don't know. I'm not a freaking expert pattern scoper, I'm just a YouTuber, bro. So Kira and Oscar, they were doing their YouTube thing, getting that money, honey. Yeah. Their sub count was over 1 million, which is no small feat. If you check out my sub count, it's a baby in comparison, and that's your fault. Sub to the freaking channel. What up? That's it. That's all you get out of me. I give you small bursts of enthusiasm. That's my vibe. Anyway, lots of subscribers. They were really dedicated to this family vlog lifestyle. You can criticize the family vlogging thing if you want. That's a whole separate kit and caboodle. Now, being a parent to 4 kids is, it's no easy matter. And since the couple had financial success on YouTube, they were able to hire a nanny. Oh, so good for them. Her name was Hannah. She was good with the kids. She was around the same age as Kira and appeared to have similar interests, so not only did she end up being the nanny, but she also became Kira's friend. They were little besties for a while. They weren't like regular friends either. You know, it wasn't like they were just kind of friendly with each other like, "Hey girl, what's up? How's it going? Did you get your nails done?" It wasn't like that. People around said that they were very close, and they even got matching tattoos, which you don't do with just anybody, you know what I mean? So Hannah was seen in vlogs when the couple would go on trips, outings, you name it, she was there. And after a bit of this, Hannah got hired on as Kira's assistant instead of the nanny. I'm sure she probably still like helped with the kids and stuff when she needed to. There's a lot of videos of her just like holding the kids and whatever, but because at that point they were attached, you know? You don't just detach. They were attached and she was around. But her role as a whole kind of shifted. And then the two girls started a podcast together. How fun. Imagine starting a podcast with your bestie. It was called Beneath the Sheets, where it was all girl talk all the time. They'd laugh about scandalous topics like body count and three-ways, whatever you could think of that was in the risque category. They covered it all. They were always very giggly. It was just lady talk central. Now, Hannah had a fiance named Preston who apparently had some knowledge in sound, so they had him work on the podcast as the sound engineer, and the three of them had this working relationship, friendship. And then Kira had Oscar and their vlogs they did on the side. So they had the podcast crew, which was Kira, Hannah, Preston, and then the family vlog, OkBaby, which was Oscar and Kira. On the same page? Hell yeah, you are. Okay, so around this time, Hannah and her fiance Preston, they were popping in a lot more of the vlogs for the family, game nights, and it showed everybody what good friends they all were.
Homies are here. What's up, guys? We got Preston, Zach, you guys know Kyla and Hannah, you know? We used to have this tradition in Utah called game nights, which we have been missing out on, but we got to make up for this last weekend. We played last night. I think it's got ice cream, milkshake, cookie crisp, and a cookie. That is ridiculous. That's what ice cream will do to people. Game night, I'm excited. Or who's excited?
I mean, she's kind of hot.
New. Okay. What's up, guys? Oh my goodness, and you brought the goods. Look at that, look at that.
Hi, sissy.
I have the real goods.
You have the real goods?
That was so anticlimactic.
Alright, bro. The girls are counting us out, alright? They don't think we stand a chance. They don't know what they're in for, though, okay? They might never want to make this ever again, like this charcuterie plate, once they see how good we do, huh?
It's over the moon.
Exactly. Literally. You know, I talk a big talk, so this better live up to the talk. Now that the kids are asleep, it's time to party! We've got the adult drinks going. Preston and Hannah made these for us. Once again, they made us some goodies.
They whipped it up in the kitchen, so we really don't know what's gonna happen.
Literally.
Everything was all happy land and shit. They were like, "Hey, what's up, homie? How you doing?" That was the whole vibe of the thing. Very family friendly, very fun. Now, the podcast, on the other hand, was very vulgar in comparison. I personally don't think it was that bad, but I'm not somebody with like pure Christian morals. I can joke around and whatever. But the point is, it was a complete opposite look than the podcast. It was like 17 plus or 18 plus, and the family channel was like for kids, I guess. Complete opposite audiences. So like this gave viewers, older viewers anyway, a good opportunity to see a new side of Kira and Hannah. And this was also like a bonding thing for Kira and Hannah because the girls were both with the same partners for 7 years, and they hadn't explored much beyond that. The girls had, you know, what they call the 70-year itch. They were hot and heavy and wanted to talk about it. And if you don't know what the 7-year itch is, here's a little brief summary for you.
In relationships, too, there's research around like the 7-year itch.
Yes.
That basically by 7 years, there's like a point in time where you want to explore outside.
Yeah, and then you become polygamous.
Yeah, literally. That's when you bring on extra partners. That's when you move to LA and become poly.
Everybody tries a little poly here.
Yeah, everyone just tries to dash a poly. If that is not the number one conversation that people talk about, I can't even.
So the podcast changed a lot from the first episode to the end, and I'm not the only one that thought so. You could see it in the comments when it first was up because they had like videos of it and they also had audio. And I apologize in advance for any of the audio that I show because some of the episodes, their audio was really bad. And part of that, I think, is because Preston was not a very good sound guy. We'll get more into that later. But yes, from episode 1 to the end, it was very clear that the girls grew a lot closer throughout the filming. You can tell by their body language and the way that they spoke to each other. There was just a lot more bonding, if you catch my drift. So next on the timeline is the breakup video. Kira and Oscar awkwardly announce their breakup and make some odd attempt to run their channel together to document the split, which I thought was kind of interesting because it was basically like a family vlog channel documenting their divorce, which I've never seen before. It was the dynamic between them was so uncomfortable and odd, but it was very interesting to say the least. And spoiler, it does not work. They can't make the channel work together, so that's kind of why it's wiped now.
What?
So that's it. The two split up. Oscar was even brought on the podcast after the breakup. There was a clip from the podcast I want to bring up that talks about how Kira could only have a three-way if she went to Vegas and found someone she's never met before. Which, guess what? More foreshadowing.
BTS is actually a podcast / YouTube channel that Hannah and I, you guys know Hannah, bestie / lots of things. She's lots of things. And so we have a podcast together where we talk about things 18 and over, such as intercourse.
Back to Beneath the Sheet, where we make the uncomfortable comfortable. Although today I'm feeling extremely uncomfortable.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, then I did ask him, and he said threesome. And yeah, I'm not opposed to threesomes. It just does scare me because I think that's one of those things where you think you'd be open to it, and then after you'd be like, "Oh shit, that hurt my feelings."
Yeah, or like hurt my feelings, or like maybe embarrassing almost because at least us, we're very comfortable in our relationships. We talked about this last time. Like, it's such a vulnerable thing that like to just have like some, whether a stranger or even if it was another friend, like that would either change like your relationship or. Like, just knowing some stranger was there while I was having sex with my man, like, I don't know. I feel like I would way overthink it, way be like, oh my God, you kissed her one more time than you kissed me. Like, how dare you? Like,
I think if I did it, it would have to be like in Vegas with like somebody we paid.
Very intoxicated.
Yes.
Because that's exactly what happened. Now comes, I think it's called the Dad Podcast. I'm going to double check right now. Challenge. The Dad Challenge Podcast. I did not want to misname him. Anyway, he is a creator who was sent a tip from a viewer. According to the source that reached out to him, Kira, Hannah, and Preston were basically, it was suspected, we're going to say allegedly, in very dramatic ways. So allegedly, Kira, Hannah, and Preston were in a three-way relationship under Oscar's nose. Can you believe that crap? Like,
this to my source says, hi, did you read profile? Yes. You interested? We are you? Paradise, where are you? Yes, I am. So he's asking where she's from, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget they're in Vegas at this point. This is April 21st, 2022. Source asked Preston for a photo of them because this, again, they're asking this girl to be a part of a threesome, right? They just want to have some fun and consenting adults, and again, whatever. And this is the photo that Preston sent my source. The top here says, we love that. Hi, baby girl, just getting time to respond myself. Let's grab drinks and show you what rough really feels like. Kira. So this is Kira texting from Preston's account. Could be, could not be, whatever. Could be Preston doing that. Oh, I like the sound of that. I'm excited to meet you both. Text us what good time is, and we can text us what a good time is, and we can find a good bar and meet you there if that's okay with you. Yes, sounds good. Thanks, Lo. If you want to prove that Kira's in Vegas, here it is. I did find it. So Kira's here in Vegas at the Wynn Hotel, which is a very, very posh, fancy hotel, very expensive. They keep talking, just getting to know each other, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't ask about kids or anything like that, but asks like, have you guys ever done this before? The threesomes. And Kira said, like, she asked, do you get jealous of him and all that kind of stuff? And Kira said this, according to my source. Well, not really, because I was the other third person before this. She said those words. I was the third person, and so now I'm together with him, and I'm not the third person anymore. So I don't really get jealous, but we did this, and it ruined my friendship with his for all this purposes his fiance. I'm trying to make this say so. She's basically saying that they did threesomes and that it turned out bad because they developed feelings for each other and started dating, and it ruined their Preston and Hannah's relationship. So let's do the math again on that. Kira was likely having a relationship with Hannah and Preston in September, and could have been before that, which means that they were cheating. All of them were sitting there behind Oscar's back, having threesomes behind his back. And think about how effing disgusting that is, because they did a podcast, and we're gonna go over it in a second. We're gonna go over some of the cringiest moments of it again, where they sat Oscar down in a room with these 3 effing lying douchebags. He had no idea what they were doing behind the scenes, and they brought him onto a podcast to talk about sex. Disgusting. First of all. Okay. So I asked my source, hey, can I get any more receipts? And she said, if you have any questions, I can give you some more, but she didn't want to give too much more. The reason I think that she is telling the truth is because I asked her to share Preston's phone number, and she shared Preston's phone number, and then I corroborated that with someone who knew what Preston's phone number was, and they were the exact same number. Like, unless Preston and Kira are hiring this person.
First, ick. And then second, why? Anyway, when it all fell south, she breaks up with Oscar and then runs to Vegas with Preston, her best friend's ex-fiance. The Dad podcast even speculated on this theory himself. And I mean, you have to be some kind of freak, even if you were in a three-way relationship or whatever, your priority, if the 2 people you were dating, I guess, under the radar break up, is to comfort your quote-unquote best friend, or it should be. I mean, they got matching tattoos. You think that she would prioritize that kind of relationship, but I guess not, because she cared about Preston more. I'm telling you guys, this story gets more wild by the minute. And yes, it's all allegedly. Again, allegedly. A lot of this is just internet rumors, but there is this photo, and Kira was in Vegas with Preston. We have the proof of that. So the internet blows up. The OkBaby channel goes dark, and drama channels were going nuts talking about this whole thing. It was a huge scandal for a family channel to end up like this. And like, I get it. You know, family channels are like, we have the perfect life. We have the life you want to live. You wish you were living like this. And then it's like, just kidding. Big kind of sexual scandal, drama, lots of risque stuff. Bam, bam, bam.
So let's fast forward.
Oscar's moved on. He's still doing the YouTube thing, but on like a different channel. Just a guy living his life. And he looks happy, which is good because he was the one wronged most in the situation, I feel. And Kira has since announced that she is pregnant with her baby with Preston, and she just posts a bunch of stuff on her Instagram about Preston. She has continuously denied that her and Preston were seeing each other before her and Oscar broke up, but pretty much everybody has defunct that with the internet's way of finding the proof. So even though the OkBaby channel is donezo, they have their own separate channels, their own separate lives. They're doing their own separate things. And I don't know. It's not the biggest scandalous thing I've covered. Honestly, normally I stick to like, this person is beyond help. They're for shame or whatever. But like, I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and say like these people are irredeemable, because relationships are relationships, I guess. Like, shit happens. But I will say, like, this is, like, so scummy and so shitty. And at this point, since the damage has been done, and Kira still gets just, like, tons of hate. Oscar gets tons of love. Kira and Preston, it's all just hate. So they should just be... I don't know if they are... If they are lying, they should just come out and say it. Because what do they have to lose, honestly? They could just be like, hey, dude... Like, we were in this 3-way relationship, it didn't work out, and then we started seeing each other separately, you know, but if she just doesn't want to admit that she was a cheater, if she was, because everything is allegedly. But yeah, that's the scoop, that's the story. I hope you guys liked this little video. It's been a minute since I talked about a whole drama situation, so this was kind of fun. Yeah, you guys... know that if you like my content, be sure to leave me that like, throw me that sub, and join the community, because we're out here numbing that pain with constant killer content, and you know that I am going to see you next time, because I always do. Also, I hope you guys appreciate the dedication I'm putting into uploading, because I was serious this time. I'm doing it. Uploading, recording, the whole shebangle. No more depression. We uploading out here. Yeah. I love you bitches.